Oh, is that all these people?
All these people are martyrs. We have started our freedom for India. We are trying to free from India. Promised us Jawaharlal Nehru that you will be given a chance to free. We are struggling for that purpose. Here are about 400, more than 400 martyrs are here.
Is it okay?
Oh, it's happened. It's happened.
Actually, what happened is came as a case of bullet injury few days back, and he had a bullet injury just below the knee. Both the blood supply and nerve supply was impaired, and we had to go for amputation. We have done below knee amputation. This is one more patient we admitted few days back as a case of multiple bullet injuries, right thigh. There are 7 wounds of entry on the lateral side and equal number of wounds of exit on the middle side. Femur is shattered, lot of laceration, and we have operated upon the patient, and he still continues to be here. He may need further surgical interventions. This is one more patient we have admitted few days back with bullet injury right arm. There's fractured femur, fractured both bones, and we have operated upon the patient, and he still continues to be here. He will need further surgical operations. I think he is here for about 5-6 months. This young lady came as a case of bullet injury both arms. She has extensive injuries, fractured both bones bilateral, fractured humerus bilateral. We have operated upon the patient, and she is still under treatment, and she continues to be here. She requires further surgical intervention, and I think she will remain here for a couple of months more. The prognosis is, I think she has some nerve palsy. We cannot help that.
I am from Sopor, Mr. Mohammed Ashraf. The Sopor is burned completely by security force on 6th of January. 50 people were burned alive, and 400 shops were burned also. 100 houses were also burned by security force. And we want freedom from India. Everyone, every children want freedom from India.
You see, it is a picture of a protest rally, and these include women folk. They are protesting against the violation of the security forces. Excess is done by the security forces, and some relatives of theirs, they have been killed, and so they have come out of their houses and are protesting against the government, against the security forces, as well as against the India also. You see, these are the two militants, and you can see there are 2 newspapers there under the title Srinagar Times and Al Safa. They have a grievance, these militants, that these 2 newspapers, they don't give full coverage to their statements as well as to their actions. So they have come out with some copies of the newspaper, and as a mark of protest they are burning them. You see, these militants, they not only fight against the security forces, but at the same time they are trying to clean the society of the Kashmir with bad things. According to them, this drinking is a bad habit among the people, and drinking is an un-Islamic act. So they have seized these wine bottles somewhere, and they are showing them and trying to tell the people through newspapers that wherever the stocks of this wine, it will be seized and it will be destroyed. This is the picture. This picture has been taken somewhere in Doda. Doda, it is in Jammu province, a Muslim populated area, and there is also militancy in that area. It is not part of the Kashmir, it is part of the Jammu. And they have attacked, these militants have attacked some pickets of the security forces, and they have seized these arms from them, and they have brought them to somewhere, and they are showing to the photographers that, you see, we have seized these arms and ammunitions, and these kind of actions we are doing against the security forces. And they are trying to give this impression that it is not the security forces who are trying to suppress the militants, but it is also the militants who are trying to defeat them. This is the picture. This picture has been taken on 15 August. That is the Independence Day of India. And this has been celebrated here in Kashmir as a Black Day. And they have constructed, they have made effigy of Prime Minister of India, Narasimha Rao, and they are putting it on the fire as a mark of protest. That is all. You will see in the picture, it is a gathering of some few hundred people. They are mourners. Some militant has been killed by the security forces, and you can see there is a coffin in front of the people, and they are going to bury it with full dignity and full honor. And some militant is also delivering speech before this gathering, and he is also condemning the security forces and abusing government of India for all kinds of these excesses and tyranny. And these are the common features of the day here. Many people die, and so the people gather there, mourn there, they bury them, and they make protests against the government of India, against the security forces. This is the feature of the common day here. That's all. He is a young man, a militant, trained militant, and he has been killed somewhere in the suburbs of the Srinagar. And he is a trained one, and security forces have captured him, then killed him. We called it interrogation death. And this young man, it is said he was a area commander of Narwal, very famous militant, and he was a terror for Indian Army. They wanted him to capture him and to kill him, and so they did their job. and he was a terror for them, this young man. And we have got many young men like this dying here, killed by security forces every day, and at least during a month, it is not less than 50 or 60 such young men are being killed here in Srinagar and in suburbs only. He is also a militant. The government of India and security forces say that these people and such other people, they call them terrorists. But the people of Kashmir, they call them militants or warriors who fight for the freedom of their country. This young man, he has been killed in Srinagar. It is some 30 days before here in Srinagar. He was also a famous militant, and when he was buried, many thousands people came to mourn his death, and these pictures are meant for local newspapers, and if you read and read the local newspapers, you will see at least 10 to 15 such young men being killed by armed forces. This is also the common feature you will read in the local newspapers. These two young men, they belong to a militant party which is called Hizbul Mujahideen, and there was a sort of conflict between security forces and the militants somewhere in the city of Srinagar, and during the course of fight they were caught by the security persons, interrogated and then killed in presence of their relatives, in presence of the people. And these pictures have come in a famous local newspaper, that is Srinagar Times, and such other people. These are the only two pictures of two militants, but at that day at least 12 militants were killed, but the photographs of theirs were not available to the local newspapers. This is an old woman, and she was hit by a grenade in Amira Kadan, that is a famous shopping market in Srinagar. The grenade was thrown by the militants on the bunker of a security forces, but it missed the target. It exploded on the roadside, so many people were hit there, injured there. This woman, she was also injured and taken to hospital. She remained there for 15 days, but ultimately she died.
गाड़ी खसा हेर मगर सुख आदत पता कर क्या दलील Öküz hınız geliyor aynısı. Careful, eh?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
So I am Abdul Majid Malik, a retired forest officer, at present working as human right forum at Sopor. Since last 3 years, this Indian so-called security forces, army, have burned Sopor town 14 times. The scene which you have seen just now will come from market. It is major destruction they have done. It was not an accidental fire. It was all a pre-planned thing. Before 6th January, they deployed army to every street in market, in almost all every soldier before a shop. They make harassment 15 days before this accident. When we met their officer, they told us clearly that Sopor is marked in red ink in our paper and we want to destroy the Sopor. On 6th January, it is said that some militant have snatched an LMG from them and there was no cross firing. This BSF, which had already planned to burn this Sopor bazaar, they immediately started indiscriminately firing. So, 275 shops were burned, 70 residential houses were burned, one Islamia degree college for women was burned, and so many government offices were also burned. They have killed near about 85, out of which they have lively burned 10 these innocent people. It is not a fundamentalist, which they call us the fundamentalist. We are fighting for our fundamental cause, which the UNO, which is recorded in UNO, that for self-determination. India have accepted it, but they want to keep us by force. We are struggling. The Mujahideens, all Kashmir are backing them. They are not these, which the Indian call them terrorists. They are not terrorists. They are Mujahideens, and every people have got full backing to them, which have been witnessed by Governor Saxena, which have been witnessed by Indian two ministers, Ghulam Nabi Azad and Makanlal Khotdar. The people have cleared them that we will not mind for this. If they burn us, they kill us, we will not sit idle. We will get our freedom, and we want to get it from India. We want that all these countries should come to our rescue and should trust India to give us our fundamental right which they have accepted in the United Nations. When this massacre was going on, I personally contacted civil administration. They told me that we are helpless. Indian army is after us. They have arrested our station police officer Sopor. They have keep them indoor in the police station. They have not allowed them to help the people. They have prevented fire brigade to help this, to extinguish this fire. Even they do not allow us to take these dead bodies to some safer place. They have not allowed us to treat these injured persons, which were their numbers were in hundreds. They have not allowed us.
Nobody was allowed to move.
Nobody was allowed to move from their houses. They have imposed curfew, continuous curfew for 4 days, and by which the human right which we have got under this human right code were naked by them. They have naked their own constitution, they have naked their own law, and so we are not hoping any more justice for them. They are socialism and secularism, which are the saying that this country is a socialism and secularism country. It is all wrong, all lie. They are perfect Hindus, and they want to kill these all Muslims in the Kashmir. You have seen what they have done in Babri Masjid. They have destroyed our 400-old these Babri Masjid, which was an asset for Muslim. So India has to leave this country, this state. If they will not leave by honor, then they have lived it by this force. We will not sit idle till we will not get back these deeds. Deeds means dirty Indian dogs.
DSF, the army, और लूक वारिया यानी कि पकान ओस दुकान मज दीद मकान मज बिहित और अचानक सपदा ये वाक़ा कि इंसान तरफ सोर सी गेरत रो और तम पस नम ते मौकस पे मन आय बुश आय गाड़ियों मज वोल ट्रकों मज वोल वारिया वारिया हिसाब कि तुम आय तब शहीद करने और पता से यानी कि वहाँ से आए कि इंसान तो लाश तुल खोते और तुमने से हुक्म से तुल की जाए तुम क्या तुम तक से आए मिलिट्री को फायरिंग तुम करती यानी कि तुमने हुक्म तुम के सब जाए इंसान जाम भाग
These so-called security forces have come. They have destroyed these graveyards. They have broken these slabs which have fixed on them, and they have ruthlessly dishonored these graveyards. I will show you more graveyards like this. And in Sopor, more than 500 Mujahideens were killed. I will show you just now 3 more graveyards. It is one graveyard. You have picture from that side. See, it is a graveyard. And see what these Indian army have done it. They have broken these slabs which I have put on them by their boots, and they want to give us the punishment like that. They are not humans. They are a blackmail on the human beings. These security forces. See that how they are. We have repaired these. They have all destroyed their graveyards.
This is the example of India's atrocity. The Indian forces in the winter of '92 came over here, and without any reason set this building on fire. All the family members, they were burnt alive, and you see the level of destruction. And they killed the minors and the majors of this family.
The only reason with them was that this home belongs to a Kashmiri Muslim. He never happened to be a militant. He simply was sleeping in his home, and in the early hours of the morning, they came over here. It was a bone-chilling winter, and they came over here, and they set on fire without giving them any reason, without assigning any reason, or without giving them any pause. They just set on fire the whole building. And you see how the roof and the tins. This was first. There was the wooden roof.
Bullet
Then
fires, you can see the patches of the bullet fires.
these are the patches created by the bullet.
And in one room you can see many of these patches. Not only one room.
All the window from here. The escape, the bullets.
They tried to skip through this.
They wanted to escape
Through
this window, but they were fired there. You can see the tin, which is just here as a fencing. You can see the
bullet shots on the tin.
You can see they pierced through the tin, and
Through the window.
disallowing the family members to escape the ugly scene. They were charred here. We had to lift 4 charred bodies, and of minors and majors. Others were killed just outside this home. Where the wife of the housewife was just cooking something for the children, but she had no occasion to serve it to them because she was killed and other family members were killed.
These were broken by through bullets. Lot of bullets were fired from this road through the tin, and they pierced it into the wall. And see the iron was also just broken through bullets. Everything was destroyed. And the housewife was sitting here. She was also died, martyred through these bullets. And this without any they see everything and the opening fire only.
Hey, money, panat क्या कारण होता है? क्या गाछ में?
मुझे क्या करना है? ये पर सब लगे चावल पाना। क्या सोच रहे हैं मैंने?
मैंने जोश ना यहाँ जो दुश्मन है वो क्या होने?
She's speaking that the enemies that is Indians. They came over here. The forces came over here and they killed my sons. The 3 sons, and they were young, they were very much handsome, they were innocent, they had no connection with anything, they were simply doing their job. These people are engaged with their handicrafts. That old man in the corner is the father of the 3 boys. So it's 3 boys, and now they have the only son. This is the only
son left. He is also doing with his own handicraft work. They were also doing that work. They were innocent boys.
On that day, they were staying in the room, doing their job, but they were not knowing what is happening outside. And the Indian forces, they came, they took out the 3 boys out of this room who were engaged with the handicrafts job, and killed then and there without any reason. These people whom you see, they don't weep now because they know they have achieved martyrdom, the shahada. They don't weep. They are happy that, but at the same time, this tragedy is very much inflicting pain in their hearts and heads. They know what they have lost. You see, the mother is weeping. The mother is weeping because, but tears are not in her eyes because all the tears are dried. She has been weeping all along. Now you see how the mother is weeping because she recollects the glimpses of her sons, the 3 young sons who were the source of life and source of love to her, who could have given support, who could have loved her in this age when she is not able to do things for by her own hands. They were the supporters of this mother, but now she loses them.
This is a mortar, this graveyard, small graveyard of this small village, and these are the shohadas. And in this graveyard you can see the pictures of 3 brothers also, whom you have seen, whom you have entered earlier. This
graveyard can speak itself. What is the level of atrocities of Indian forces in the single day? In 1 hour's time, all these were put to death and brutally killed. They have achieved the martyrdom, but they are not with us. This is the smallest possible graveyard of this small village. We have thousands of such graveyards scattered over the whole valley, and you see in the stones what is engraved the names and of the martyred people, their age and the date of their martyrdom. You can see that these people are having the 9-year boy is killed, the 90-year-old lady is killed, 20-year-old lady is killed, 12-year boy is killed. The all age groups of our brethren are being killed, and without any reason, they don't see whether they are innocent or not, whether they can do, whether they are having guns in their hands or not. They simply want that, they simply know that this Kashmiri is a Muslim, that you have the license to kill anybody.
From Indian National, Jawaharlal Nehru, Sardar Patel, they used to feed him financially to keep his movement alive for the sake of this Kashmir accession to India. So this is when the ignorant people, having some sort of a knowledge, they were aware of the events, that this is the reality, that we have been dragged on the right path. Naturally, the uprising would take place. Now India speaks that Pakistan gives aid today to the militants. To me it is not a militancy, it's a freedom struggle. I fight. A man is born free, whether he may be Italian, a Greek, a Spanish, or English, or American, they are all born free people. But whenever they have been kept under the yoke, like animals, like oxen, the human elements are never subjugated. So, this present struggle, India, if it has got senses, if it is having some sort of a diplomatic relations with Israel, who is so much far away from its region. Israel was also created on certain fundamentals, like Pakistan was created. Why shouldn't India have some sort of a neighborly relations consolidated with Pakistan? If Kashmir issue stands in between themselves and we get affected by it economically, you could see that this beautiful houseboat, this industry feeding near about 30,000 people here are lying barren for the last three years. Not even a soul has come to us from India that how do we feed our children? Do our children go to school? What sorts of where from do we get our provisions? Nobody does care. Whether we will die by starvation or we will die by bullets. Now to us is immaterial. Whatever be our fate, but we will fight to get rid of the English, the Indian suzerainty.
Coming out and full of history of Indian atrocity going around in Kashmir Valley. Like you can see, this is leading paper here, this is some other leading papers here, and this is daily papers in Kashmir Valley. So some of the casualties you can find here. This is dead body, this is a teacher of school being killed, and this is their family. This is their family, they are crying, and this is the daily casualties. They are killing everyday innocent people. Even the interrogation centers, they taking people for screening and for other things, and then they kill them there. For investigation, they kill them there. It is too much atrocity going around in Kashmir. And then searching around in city, transportation, searching, cars searching, other things, and you can find out in these pictures the woman is taking for searching. The army is there, and a casualty again every day.
I'm the chief spokesman of Hizbul Mujahideen, a frontline liberation organization. The world knows that Kashmir issue, world has the knowledge about Kashmir issue. This Kashmir issue has its origin in the 1947 partition of the British India. We were a free nation, a free country with our own political system. When British India was divided, they had devised a formula commonly known as the two-nation formula. It envisaged that the states, the principalities, and other regions and areas which are predominantly Muslim in population and have cultural tendencies which correspond to that of the areas occupied, governed by Muslims, need to accede to Pakistan, while as those separatist principalities and regions and areas which had the Hindu population, they were under obligation in view of the Tunisian formula that they may accede to India. We were a free nation and a free country at that time in 1947. Unfortunately, and it is the irony of the history of subcontinent that we were not guaranteed any independence. We were deprived of the chance to express our choice. Our monarch at that time, the Dogra monarch Hari Singh, he entered into secret negotiations with Indian leadership, mainly represented by the Hindu-dominated National Congress, and Hari Singh acceded to India when he had fled the territory of our homeland, that is Kashmir. In the darkness of the night, he did the heinous crime of acceding to India. We were not given the choice to decide our fate and future. The accession arrangement was temporary and it was made conditional, subject to the ratification by the people of Kashmir. But again, this commitment was not fulfilled either by the monarch or the Indian leadership. The then Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru, when when this accession, the instrument of accession, it is validity, constitutionality and illegality was objected in the world community as well as in India itself. He had made several times the commitment and the promise, which he never fulfilled, that this accession shall be ratified through the free and fair means of ratification. However, they had occupied our territory militarily on the pretext that Pakistan has invaded our homeland. Pakistan had simply helped us at that moment because we were in the worst possible times of our history. Then the question was referred to the World Organization, United Nations organizations, wherein several times resolutions were passed in the Security Council of the World Organization, and this was made obligatory both for India and Pakistan to give us unrestricted choice, to give us the choice to decide our fate and future. The Security Council resolutions also just spelled out the guidelines and the mechanism of plebiscite. Again, India, her leaders and politicians, they made several times the commitment and promise that we will honor this commitment made internationally in the international forums and nationally also in their parliaments. But this commitment remains to be unfulfilled to this date. We Kashmiris fought against the slavery, Indian slavery. We had been occupied, and one part of ours had achieved the goal of liberation. That part is known in the globe as the Free Kashmir or Azad Kashmir. Our fight turned into a liberation movement. We fought tooth and nail against Indian occupation. When nothing materialized, we were compelled to take guns in our hands and pull out the Indian forces. India, just to counter our efforts and to just crush the liberation movement, it sent 5 lakh soldiers over here and deployed it at every place. Every foreigner who comes over here, he can himself see with his 2 naked eyes what India is doing with us. Indian forces, military as well as paramilitary forces, have been doing the worst possible and the horrible things with us. Our young generation is being killed. Our women folk, the pious women folk is being gang raped. Our property is being demolished. It is set on fire. Our schools have been set on fire. Our fields, the farming fields have turned into battlegrounds. Our those who believe in liberation, those who fight for liberation of the homeland have been killed, and they continue to do so. They apprehend anybody, they arrest anybody and kill him, irrespective of the fact whether he is a militant or a non-militant. Simple excuse for Indian forces to kill anybody, any young man, is that he is a Kashmiri, he is a Muslim. Likewise, our mosques and the places of worship have been desecrated. Those who lead our congregations, they have been, and they continue to do it, they have been humiliated, killed, tortured. There is harassment all over the valley in particular and the Muslim districts of Jammu province. Hizbul Mujahideen is a frontline liberation loving organization. Hizbul Mujahideen, as far as its ideology, ideological mission, political goal is concerned, we believe that Indians are our occupants. Indian slavery has to be done away with on the political front, on the military front, but what we are being treated as animals. Our voice is not being heard. But with the passage of time, when our struggle under the banner of Hizbul Mujahideen began in 1988, we were considered as the as the enemies of humanity. But now the level-headed and the level-headed leadership of India, intellectuals, lawyers, human rights activists, and such other people, now they realize Hizbul Mujahideen has a goal. The goal symbolizes and resembles the goal that was with Gandhi, with Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru and the Congress leadership. Our goal is not the destruction of India. Our goal is the achievement of liberation. We will fight India till it pulls out. You might have seen that India is not ruling our hearts or heads. It is simply ruling the roadside bunkers. The bunkers built with the sandbags represents and resembles the Indian governance. India has built castles in the air and it is doomed to destroy itself, because you might have seen our journalists, intellectuals, human rights activists, they are being killed, tortured. Custodial justice is a common feature with us. Every day you will find coffins in the graveyards, and the young boys, young women and young ladies, they get killed at the hands of the atrocious Indian forces. We tell the world which is now engaged with the designing of the world order, we tell the world that how long you will be silent about our miseries and tragedies. The world has to come out of its hibernation, and the world is bound to help us support our cause and pressurize India on the economic and political front, so that we are given our just right of self-determination. The right to self-determination is not our own mission, it's the mission of UN organization. This right has to be given to the Kashmiris. This is no fundamentalism. This is a question of politics. This is the question of humanity. This is the question of large-heartedness. How can world afford to be silent spectator of Indian atrocities? I don't find that Mr. Clinton, that Mr. John Major, and such other dignitaries of world politics can do this, can just tolerate this injustice with their own people. We find that Western intellectuals, journalists, human rights activists, they are just realizing our miseries and tragedies. They have heard our pathetic tales. Now they are helping us in whatever way they deem proper and whatever is possible with them. Hizbul Mujahideen is an organization which is the largest military organization, the underground outfit fighting against Indian terrorism, Indian slavery. We have the firm conviction that India has no other alternative but to leave this pious homeland and to go, otherwise it will break into pieces, as you have seen with Russia. Mussolini, Hitler, Stalin, all of them had to see the worst possible days in their lives. The same thing will happen to Indians, those Indian leaders who are misguiding and misfeeding their own people by telling that we are winning the game in Kashmir. We challenge them. We challenge, this is not a fact. Our mission will go. We may have to fight against India for centuries together. We have the courage and we mustered the courage to fight against its imperialism, and we have the guts to pull its atrocious forces, military and paramilitary forces, out of our homeland.
As you know, Kashmir, it is a very beautiful place in the world. Not only because it has the mountains or the lakes, but beside that, it has a very long range, very wild nature around, untouched and unspoiled nature, which is really very, very important for nowadays when it is too much pollution going around the world, too much atmospheric pollution coming from different countries, from Gulf, and it's really very much cleaning. And beside that, Kashmir is providing its own trackings and inviting the people who may so are interesting to explore the nature, and it is from very beginning. So far I told you that it's a very typical war going around in Kashmir Valley nowadays. It is a country, a whole country with so much of army and other power. They are fighting with a very small state having even not enough food to eat. And so the people, they are struggling for this and that, and then people, they hide themselves, cover their faces. It's very dangerous. That if the government of India or their army will become to know the things happening, this and that, they will directly kill. They don't mind, as they kill every day in interrogation centers and the streets and around. But we are very much expecting the human rights and then other organizations around the world that they should press them to stop atrocity in Kashmir Valley. And we are very much looking also to America, especially the Mr. Bill Clinton, that he will definitely come in mood to help us here. And we're really thankful to the people around the people around the world that they came here, they have interviewed with us, they have talked with us, or they have gone somewhere else. They saw the situation themselves, and they're writing in their own countries in newspapers and giving different articles. We're really thankful, very much thankful to these people, and we are very much looking for those people who help us this time. We really thank all around the people that we really get help even from this way or that way. I don't know the war for how long we have to fight, but I'm very sure that we will win it one day, because we are on the rights. And I'm telling you again that this is no any fundamentalism. This is nothing any wrong to fight for his own rights. Nowadays, India, they use all sort of weapons. They use the media also. They use the propaganda, spending a hell of money for propaganda, and they want to show us in other countries like we are the fundamentalists or we are something else or something else. But it is not true. It is their propaganda, just a propaganda. As he used the bullets, he used everything, all the weapons, he used the propaganda also against us. But we again request the people that they must try to come. Come as a tourist, you welcome. The tourists are always here. They are free. They can go anywhere. Nobody harm them, and nobody can harm them. They are our brothers. We welcome them all the time. That they will understand our situation and will help us one day.